Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridger Frederick, and yeah, this channel is all about healing, my own healing journey. Now that you're here, our healing journey, because one of the first steps, I don't know which one along the journey it is, but one of the first steps to healing is realizing that as a human, it cannot be done in isolation. It can't be done alone, and that's the purpose behind this. But sorry for the disheveledness and the pouring sweat. I just got out of the sauna and just wanted to get myself on video while I still had access to that kind of higher plane of thinking that a nice 25-minute sauna and breathwork session will do for you. What I was really thinking about is how there's such a preconceived notion, at least I personally had a preconceived notion, that at some point it was going to get easier. When this happens, then it will be easier. When this happens, then it will be easier. But on any up and right journey, whether it's healing, money, business, becoming a better father, husband, brother, sister, friend, whatever it is, if you're really trying to progress, aggressively at something, then it never ever gets easier. It's the exact opposite effect. It always gets harder. It always becomes more difficult. And if that wasn't the case, if it did actually get easier at some point, then everyone would do it. Everyone would get to the top of the mountain and achieve self actualization and enlightenment and material success and love and adoration from everyone from whom which they crave it. But that isn't the case. And that's because it's the exact opposite. It gets scarier, harder. At what I found, I feel like I've had kind of a major personal, like just emotional, spiritual kind of breakthrough, ability to, love the side of myself that I've been rejecting for as long as I can remember. And that has just opened up what feels like a world of possibility. Now it feels like I can do anything. And now that I'm not hindered, like obviously hindered, and it feels like I can do whatever I want, it's very, very intimidating. It's very scary, and it's significantly more difficult. I feel that my mind is in, much more stress, but it's just a better type of stress. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's the truth. And I realize that ultimately what's been holding me back above all else is my fear of success, is if I dug back deep enough, when I'm like, why aren't I taking the actions I need to take? Why aren't I doing what I need to do? I always find that it's actually things that I'm scared of. Like if I were to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve, the judgment, the problems that come along with getting to where you want to go. And also, maybe I'm even scared of getting to where I want to go and realizing that it wasn't the destination I was looking for. It wasn't what was going to make me happy. But that fear has been conquered a little bit by actually, becoming happy in the moment, by achieving some semblance of tranquility and peace that I can always hold on to. So the difference prior to kind of my own personal breakthrough this last couple months of recording these videos and really pushing myself and challenging myself to show up on all fronts, the after this breakthrough, even though I have heightened amounts of stress, those they don't run chaotically out of control indefinitely. Sometimes they might for an hour, for 2 hours, but now I've created a foundation alongside tools where I can grab back onto that peace, that tranquility, that comfort, that it's all going to be okay, and that in fact the universe is coalescing and working to make my dreams come true. I know that sounds cheesy and sounds it's way overused, and I think it's often parroted a lot, but it's when you feel it, you feel it. Once you know, and getting to that knowing is not it's not a mystery. There's a clear cut path to do so. It starts with 1,000 little promises that you keep to yourself, things that intuition that you know you should be following and that you have, and then it is also requires values that you define and that you live by no matter what. Unbreakable values that guide your actions every single day. And when you waver from them, you stop, you recognize the failure and you feel it and you know, it's not about punishing yourself, but it's about, really being like, why did I put this value here? Why did I put a value to treat others as I wanted to be treated? The golden value, the ultimate value that probably everyone should have. Well, I did that because when I don't live by that value, it actually creates pain inside myself. We're all reflections of each other. Somehow, when you cause pain to another, the world is perfectly balanced and just, and in some way or fashion, you will have to feel that pain that you've caused. I don't know how it works. Call it karma, call it whatever you want, but eventually I think we all come to the realization that that is the case. So even if it's from a selfish perspective, and it's about avoiding pain in yourself, you have to recognize, like, I broke that value. I lost my temper. I was cruel to that person. I wouldn't like that if someone did that to me. And, you should feel their pain there and then, rather than, then you can kind of pay retribution in real time, rather than, building up a debt of pain that you will have to feel later. That is one thing I'm very positive about, is the balance of scales in life. For what you put out there is what you get back, is perfectly balanced. Whatever entity or creative force or laws of nature are balancing that scale, they don't ever miss, an ounce. So yeah, that's what's on my mind, is just, it's hard. I've plateaued so many times in my life, plateaued, regressed, gone backwards, and I think it has been in large part due to the fallacy, the incorrect belief that when this happens, the next thing is going to become easier somehow. And when it becomes immensely harder, when there's more challenges, when there's more emotional, physical, when all the hurdles get higher, harder, and they keep coming faster and faster, I think that I've done something wrong. I almost realize, like, oh, I must be on the wrong path. It didn't get easier, it's getting worse. So I must need to try something else, try a different, a different trail. But it's just not the case. There's one trail that we're each meant to be on. It's really hard and confusing to, stay on it. It's very easy to allow your mind to take you off trail through deductive reasoning, thinking, second guessing, whatever it is. The trail that you're supposed to be on is determined by your heart, by something inside of you that is, call it your soul, call it whatever it is. I'm not smart enough to know. I'm a long ways from knowing. I just have, my personal philosophy and my own theories, which are for each of us to determine on our own. But whatever that is, I know that there's some innate, super conscious or connected part of each of us that has a path that it really wants to follow. And it feels like anytime the human mind deviates from that path, there's a hard knock to get back on it. The farther the deviation is, the harder the knock back towards the path. And you learn a bunch of lessons when those things happen, and those lessons serve as values that kind of hold you more true on the whatever the fate that you have is. And when people talk about fate, I think that oftentimes they equate fate with I don't know, a lack of control, but it's the exact opposite of that. You have a beautiful ultimate fate that's been given to you. It's like a beam of light, and there's a beam of light inside you, and it feels the best and the most perfect, and everything works in concert with each other when you stay on that perfect path that's been given to you, that laser thing. But you have the free will to go anywhere, do anything on any level, and it's just like pulling you back towards it. But you have infinite free will to fight upstream and go the opposite direction, and push and push and push in the wrong direction. But it's always, that pull is going to be there, and the farther you get from that direction, the more dissatisfaction, discomfort, innate unhappiness, anxiety that's going to form inside you. And that's where I think happens to a lot of people who attain a huge amount of success through sheer willpower and determination and discipline and consistency, that they really, are the hard charger type A. Like, it doesn't, like, pain doesn't matter. Just do more and do it now. I think that's why it seems, as I read those people's stories, listen to podcasts, listen to speeches by them, that they often get to the top of that mountain and it's the worst moment of their life because they have climbed the wrong mountain. And seemingly they're aware of it at a deeply unconscious or subconscious level. And if they knew that the beautiful thing about that moment would be if you realize, hey, I'm on top of the wrong fucking mountain. All that was for not for nothing, but all that effort was just to get to the top of the wrong place. But now I'm a mountaineer. Now I have the tools and the knowledge to easily climb another mountain, and I see my mountain in the distance, and I'm going to go climb it. But the worst thing that could happen to that moment is get to the top of the mountain and believe that that there is only one mountain, and that there's nothing. You got to the top of the mountain, and this is the only mountain that there is to climb. Fame, fortune, material wealth, recognition, status, and then that's going to be severe emptiness and a really scary hollow feeling that I think a lot of hyper successful people probably experience. And it's still it's still better to get there than to just stay down at the bottom of the mountain like most people do and just wander around in the fucking trees and darkness, and you know just think that climbing mountains is for other people. And I have to take care of this and do this, and I have all these burdens, kids, house, mortgage, um, parents sick, older parents to take care of, grandparents, whatever it is. Most people just find a million reasons to never even start. So getting to the top and realizing it's the wrong mountain isn't the worst case scenario. It's often a huge, gigantic first step. But that's just what I've been thinking about. It is day number 70, I believe, and I'm losing track a little bit here. I need to put something on my pull-up schedule uh thing, because that's the only like written calendar that I have, and I remember things much better than when they're in digital form. But yeah, that's it. If you watched my video yesterday, you saw that I announced that I really want to do a coaching program, and that stands steadfast and true. I will be getting a website and structures going, and do kind of virtual program options in person, or sorry, in private. For in private options, And then we'll also, long term, the goal is to organize in-person events and have a beautiful health sanctuary and retreat where we can all get together in person as a real community and push the boundaries of human optimization, happiness, love, and all the things that really matter in this world, and heal broken people back to whole again. That's the ultimate goal, is to just alleviate as much suffering as possible, because suffering is brutal and it's a dish, that doesn't taste great when it's served alongside loneliness. That is not, not a good combination. Anyways, that's it probably for the day. I've got a long day ahead of me. I got PT and work and all sorts of stuff to do, but day 70 is underway and feeling good about it. I will see you guys very soon. Lots of love and goodbye.